What up, guys? It's boy, Mr. Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, May 18th, 2018, delivering some news and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app. Search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Meghan Markle confirmed Thursday that her father, Thomas Markle, will not be attending her wedding to Prince Harry on Saturday. Markle said in a statement, "Sadly, my father will not be attending our wedding. I've always cared for my father and hope he can be given the space he needs to focus on his health." She continued, "I would like to thank everyone who has offered generous support of messages. Please know how much Harry and I look forward to sharing our special day with you on Saturday." TMZ reported that Thomas had heart surgery on Wednesday and won't be discharged in time to make the wedding. It was previously reported that Thomas would not be attending the wedding after it was said that he allowed a photo agency to take stage pictures of him preparing for the big day. Kensington Palace issued a statement Monday asking for understanding. Kensington Palace said at the time, "This is a deeply personal moment for Miss Markle and the days before her wedding. Harry and Meghan will marry Saturday at the St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle in England. The ceremony begins at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The couple recently selected their bridesmaids and page boys for the ceremony, which will include Harry's nephew and niece, Prince George IV, and Princess Charlotte II, the children of Prince William and Kate Middleton." Fathom Events is bringing the royal wedding between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to theaters across the United States on Saturday. Fathom will be releasing an exclusive theatrical presentation of the big day using encore footage from ITV's royal wedding coverage commercial-free. The special one-day theater event titled The Big Day on the Big Screen hails from Fathom Events and BritBox, a streaming collection of British television in the U.S. created by the BBC and ITV. This marks the first time ever that a royal wedding will be featured at select cinemas. Ellie Kempler struggles with being an adult in the latest trailer for Season 4 of Netflix's Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. The clip released Wednesday features Kemper as the title character as he adjusts to her new job at the tech startup Gizbot. Along the way, Kimmy encounters having to fire someone and being accused of sexual harassment by a male coworker after she drops her pants in an attempt to show him that embarrassing things can happen to anyone. Titus, played by Titus Burress, also makes an appearance as he is seen attempting to get his acting career back on track with Jacqueline, played by Jane Krakowski, as his new manager. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt Season 4 will be released in 2 parts, with the first 6 episodes premiere on Netflix on May 30th. A premiere date for the second half has not been announced. Busy Phillips, Greg Kinnear, Bobby Monahan, and Addie Bryan are set to guest star in the new season. Recently, it was reported that Season 4 would conclude the series, with Netflix and producer Universal Television's in negotiation to release a film afterwards, as that will act as the finale. Hari Kondabolu, whose stand-up special, Warn Your Relatives, is streaming on Netflix, says he's embarrassed it took him so long to do one-hour special. Kondabolu, who's 35, has been performing stand-up since high school, recently received a major boost to his national profile with The Problem with Apu, a documentary about racial representation and The Simpsons. The comedian, who put out the comedy album Waiting for 2042 in 2014 and mainstream American comic 2 years later, told UPI he hasn't previously done an hour-long special, largely because he prefers audio. He says, "Audio, you can do anything. That was my first love with stand-up, was listening to it. If the jokes were funny enough on audio, then the visual is just bonus." Kondabolu makes his first appearance in 2007, delivering a short set on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Several other late-night appearances followed, as well as a half-hour Comedy Central Presents episode in 2011, but he kept put off the idea of recording an hour-long special. He was worried about the need to perfect the, quote, visual aspects of his stand-up act. He says, "Finally, it got to a point where all my peers had Netflix specials and other stand-up specials, and they were moving on to their third and fourth. And everyone was like, wait, what the hell are you waiting for? And I really didn't have a good excuse, to be honest. So, I finally said, all right, I just got to do it. And it actually has been pretty amazing. I'm embarrassed to say it took me so long." The style and tone of Kondabolu's act has evolved over the past decade. Warn Your Relatives filters complex issues, including President Donald Trump, post-September 11th bias against South Asians, and the immigrant experience through anecdotes about his life and that of his parents. He says in the special, "My my mom is the funniest person I know. My dad is the reason I have anxiety, but my mom is the reason I'm funny. He said his older material didn't offer the same personal touch. He says I did a lot of things that were politicized back then and I still do now, but they're more of a human element. I talk about my family. I make a broader range of jokes even when I'm talking about bigger things. Diane Keaton locked lips with Jimmy Kimmel on his late-night show in support of her newest film, Book Club. Book Club is about a group of 4 women whose interest in sex and romance is renewed after reading the erotic novel 50 Shades of Grey, featuring Keaton falling for actor Andy Garcia. Keaton, in wanting to recreate a kissing scene she shares with Garcia, brought Kimmel to his feet and kissed a late-night host on the lips. Keaton said, "Andy's so great in the movie, and he's so much fun to work with. He's very loose, unlike you, you're stiff." The comedian joked, "A dream has come true here for Jimmy Kimmel here." Book Club, which co-stars Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, Megan Steenburgen, Don Johnson, and Craig T. Nelson, arrives in theaters on Friday. Chrissy Teigen gives birth to her second child with husband John Legend, a baby boy. Teigen announced the newborn's arrival on Twitter Wednesday. "Somebody's here." Baby bottles and high-five smiley face emojis. The birth was also confirmed by People magazine. No details were shared concerning the baby, who was due in January. Teigen recently discussed how the second pregnancy was hard due to already being parents. Legend said, "You have to divide your energy between raising a kid and carrying one as well." Will Ferrell and Molly Shannon reprised their roles as fictional broadcasters Cord Hosbeck and Tish Cadigan on The Tonight Show to perform a special royal wedding song about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Ferrell sang with the help from The Tonight Show band The Roots. "Far off in the fairyland where lords and ladies dance, there lives a sad and lonely prince who dream of true romance." The pair continued together before Ferrell started playing the saxophone incorrectly. "The wedding of the century, gonna make it happen. Harry and Meghan, gonna make it happen." Ferrell and Shannon will portray the comedic Cord and Tish for HBO's live coverage of the wedding Saturday. The duo previously appeared as the broadcasters for Amazon's live stream of the 2018 Rose Parade. Becca Kufrin returned home Wednesday after filming The Bachelorette. The 20-year-old television personality posted a smiling photo on Instagram from the airport after wrapping season 14 of the ABC reality competition. The picture shows Kufrin beaming as she strikes a pose for the camera. The reality star wears denim overalls, a white tank top, sandals, and a baseball cap. She captioned the post, "Guess who? Back just in time to share my lure journey with you all, because it begins in only a week and a half." Season 14 will premiere May 28th. The Bachelorette host Chris Harrison told E! News Tuesday at the ABC Upfront that production has just finished on Kufrin's season. He wrote of the season, "It's awesome. I'm excited because I know how good it is. I can't wait for everyone to see it." Harrison confirmed in an interview with Entertainment Tonight that Kufrin's season will feature an over-the-top fight between 2 of the contestants. The television personality said, "Maybe the most ridiculous fight you'll ever see in the history of our show," which is saying a lot. "It's just magnificent to watch. It's going to be one of those seasons where you're watching through your fingers because you're embarrassed for everyone involved, but you can't stop watching." Pauley Perrette thanked CBS for its support Tuesday following her alleged assault. The 49-year-old actress thanked the network on Twitter after it responded to her claims she was physically assaulted multiple times on the NCIS set. Perrette left the show last week after 15 seasons as Abby Sacato. She said, or wrote, "I want to thank my studio and network CBS. They've always been so good to me and always had my back." CBS said in a statement Tuesday to Variety that it worked with Perrette after the actress came forward with a workplace concern. The network said, "Over a year ago, Pauley came to us with a workplace concern. We took the matter seriously and we worked with her to find a resolution. We are committed to a safe work environment on all of our shows." Perrette had made the allegations in a series of tweets over the weekend. She said she initially kept quiet to protect the NCIS crew and other people. Perrette wrote, "Maybe I'm wrong for not spilling the beans, telling the story, the truth. I feel I have to protect my crew, jobs, and so many people. But at what cost? I don't know. Just know I'm trying to do the right thing, but maybe silence isn't the right thing about crime. She added, "There's a machine keeping me silent and feeling false stories about me. A very rich, very powerful publicity machine. No morals, no obligation to truth. And I'm just left here reading the lies, trying to protect my crew, trying to remain calm." He did it. The star said, I've been supporting anti-bullying programs forever, but now I know it because it was me. If I go to school or work, that's you required to go. It's horrifying. I left. Multiple physical assaults. I really get it now. Stay safe. Nothing is worth your safety. Tell someone. Perrette also actually made her final appearance on NCIS on the show's May 8th episode. Her co-star Dwayne Henry, who plays Clayton Reeves, also left the show in a surprise exit in the episode. A live-action Batman prequel series about the early days of Bruce Wayne's trusted butler Alfred has received a 10-episode straight-to-series order from Epix. Pennyworth will chronicle Alfred's time as a special forces officer in London and the beginnings of his work with Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne, the Hollywood Reporter noted. The series hails from Gotham showrunner Bruno Heller, but will not connect to Fox's Batman prequel series that will conclude with the 5th and final season this fall. Sean Pertwee, who portrays Alfred Pennyworth on Gotham, is not involved. Heller will write the script and will executive produce with Gotham veteran Danny Cannon, who will direct the pilot. Epix president Michael Wright said in a statement, as the genuine fans of these classic DC characters, as well as the incredibly talented Bruno Heller and Danny Cannon, we wouldn't be more excited to make Epix the home of the series. We can't wait to work with Bruno and Danny, along with Peter Roth, Susan Rovner, Brett Paul, and the team at Warner Horizon on this fantastic origin story. Heller and Cannon said in a joint statement, Michael and his colleagues have created the perfect venue for original storytelling, and all of us working on Pennyworth are thrilled to be Epic's slate. Pennyworth will be the latest in a growing list of live-action DC Comics television series. The CW airs Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and Black Lightning. Sci-Fi airs Superman prequel series Krypton and Titans. Doom Patrol will debut on the upcoming streaming service DC Universe. Tina Fey chronicled her career in a new promotion for the comedian's return to Saturday Night Live as a guest host. The clip released Thursday featured Fey narrating an animated short about how she left Chicago for New York in 1997 to become a writer and then later a head writer for SNL. She continued, I had success mastered the art of sleeping with my eyes open. Then I got to be a cast member. Also discussing how she entered the film industry and wrote a Broadway version of Mean Girls. Musical guest Nicki Minaj will join Fey on the May 19th season finale of the show. Former The Voice coach Christina Aguilera said she didn't quit the show because of Gwen Stefani. The 37-year-old singer spoke out in an interview with W published Wednesday following reports she left The Voice because Stefani's romance with Blake Shelton was dominating the NBC reality competition. Aguilera told the magazine, no, it never had anything to do with any one person at all. And I actually think it's really cute Blake and Gwen found love in this chaotic environment. She said of the show's 4 coaching positions, I fought for a long time to get 2 females in the chairs, and for a long time I was just told it wasn't the demographic. But just know that I was a fighter behind the scenes. Aguilera explained she left The Voice after 6 seasons as coach because she came to see the show as a hamster wheel. The star said, it wasn't a comfortable place for me to be where I'm just part of a money-making machine. When I stop believing in something, then it's like, what am I doing here? She also said of her kids, I think I did choose to, not to pun intended, to take a chair for so long and for something very commercial for my little ones. But at a certain point, I felt like I'm not even doing them a service by cheating myself, and what am I here to do? Aguilera had shared similar sentiments about The Voice on the May 5th issue of Billboard. She said it became something that I didn't feel was what I had signed up for in season 1. You realize it's not about music, it's about making good TV moments and massaging a story. Aguilera is focusing instead on her 8th studio album, Liberation, which debuts June 15th. She released a single, Fall in Line, featuring Demi Lovato from the album on Wednesday. Backstreet Boys are back with their first new single in nearly 5 years. The boy band released a single and music video Thursday at midnight for the new song Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Don't Go Breaking My Heart was recorded after the first leg of the Backstreet Boys Las Vegas residency show, Backstreet Boys Larger Than Life, ending in March 2017, according to People. The Don't Go Breaking My Heart video shows AJ McLean, Harry Darrow, Nick Carter, Kevin Richardson, and Brian Luttrell performing coordinating dances on stage. The song will appear on the group's forthcoming album. The Backstreet Boys thanked fans Wednesday on Twitter after Don't Go Breaking My Heart became a trending topic. The boy band wrote, 25 years and our BSB army always comes through. Thank you. We are so grateful. Here's to whatever trending worldwide looks like 25 years from now. We'll be right here for you. The group added, our hearts feel like they are about to burst, but they definitely not breaking, because hashtag don't go breaking my heart is the #1 trending topic in the U.S. Thank you. The Backstreet Boys will kick off another leg of their Las Vegas residency in July. Janet Jackson says her has shown her a deeper love than she thought possible. The 52-year-old singer couldn't help but gush about Eissa, her 1-year-old son with a strange husband Wissam Almana, in the May 19th issue of Billboard. Jackson told the magazine, "My son, even in his short 17 months on the planet, has shown me that love, no matter how deeply you believe you have experienced that emotion, can always go deeper." She added, "Love is limitless, and for someone like me, raised in show business, where self-concern is always a priority, how unfortunate am I now to be concerned, first and foremost, with the welfare of someone else." Jackson, who split from Almana in April 2017 after 5 years of marriage, said motherhood has also given her a sense of peace. The stars shared day after day and night after night, holding my baby in my arms. I'm at peace. I am blessed. I feel blessed. In those moments, all is right with the world. The Unbreakable singer announced Eliza's birth in January 2017. Her sister LaToya said in an interview with E! News in April that it's cute seeing Jackson as a mom. The 61-year-old singer said, "It's adorable, it's wonderful." TMZ reported Monday that Jackson spent Mother's Day with Eliza in a park in Beverly Hills, California. The singer will perform Sunday, May 20th at the 2018 Billboard Music Awards, where she'll be receiving the Icon Award. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1980, Ian Curtis of Joy Division commits suicide. On the evening of May 18, 1980, Ian Curtis, the lead singer and lyricist of the British group Joy Division, hangs himself in his Manchester kitchen. He was only 23 years old. Joy Division was one of the 4 hugely important British post-punk bands that could trace its origins to a now legendary performance by the Sex Pistols at the Leicester Free Trade Hall in Manchester in June 1976. Along with founding members of the Buzzcocks, the Smiths, and the Fall, Mercury and Bernard Sumner and Peter Hook decided in the immediate aftermath of that show to form a band. And while the do-it-yourself ethos of the Sex Pistols gave them the courage to call themselves a band, which they could barely play their newly purchased instruments, the band they ended up becoming was among the first punk-inspired groups to leave the punk rock sound behind. The critical step in that direction was the selection of Ian Curtis from among the respondents to the singer wanted listing they posted in the local record store. Curtis was less an inspiring rock star than he was an inspiring poet, and his moody, expressive lyrics would gradually guide the group's sound away from the trash and anger of punk and towards something far more spare and melancholy. The sound of Joy Division developed over the course of 1977 to 1979, including the addition of the synthesizer, an absolute violation of the low-fifth punk aesthetic, but a choice that would mark the beginning of what would eventually be called the New Wave. In the 1979 album Unknown Pleasures, its follow-up Control and the single Love Will Tear Us Apart made Joy Division into cult heroes in the UK, and Ian Curtis' mesmerizing stage demeanor turned him into a post-punk icon. Though he concealed his condition from his bandmates until he suffered a major seizure in their tour van following a gig in London in December 1978, Curtis was an epileptic. Some have speculated that depression over his medical condition or the side effects of the medications he took to control it led to his suicide. There are many other factors that may have played a role, however, from Curtis's drug use to the strain of his marriage brought on about by his affair with the Belgian journalist. Whatever his reasons, Ian Curtis took his own life just 2 days prior to Joy Division's planned departure of a potentially career-changing tour of the United States. 2 months after Curtis committed suicide on this date in 1980, the surviving members of Joy Division fulfilled the promise they made to one another by retiring their group's name and continue on through the 1980s under the name New Order. Also, the fledgling movie studio DreamWorks SKG, founded by Hollywood heavyweights Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and David Geffen, released what will become its most successful film to date, the animated feature Shrek. Based on the William Steig's 1990s children's book, Shrek was vividly reimagined by DreamWorks animators as a subversive twist of the classic Beauty and the Beast story. The studio had originally signed the comedian Chris Farley to provide the voice of the titular Green Ogre, and his death in December 1997 temporarily set the project back, as the character of Shrek had been tailored to his personality and voice. After Mike Myers signed on, he lent his own spin to the character, including a thick Scottish accent with the flavor of Myers' native Canada. The film turned many of the sentimental cliches of fairy tales on their heads, with sympathetic portrayals of traditionally villainous figures such as ogres and dragons. In the world of Shrek, Prince Charming is a bumbling fool while the ogre emerges as the romantic hero. Alongside Myers, Eddie Murphy was allowed to improvise in his role as the donkey. Cameron Diaz voiced Princess Fiona, and John Lithgow was the scheming Lord Farquaad. In an unusual marketing strategy for the animated film, the big-name cast members were promoted as the stars of the film, as opposed to the animated characters themselves. DreamWorks or Shrek in the Cannes Film Festival, where it was the first animated entry to compete there since 1974. It won no prizes, but began generating great word of mouth. Released in May 2001 to rave reviews, the film made $42 million in its opening weekend, the biggest DreamWorks opening ever, topping Ridley Scott's blockbuster historic epic Gladiator. Shrek's success helped establish DreamWorks as a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood, especially in the fields of animation, where it emerged as a viable rival to Walt Disney Pictures. At the next year's Academy Awards, Shrek beat out Disney's Monsters, Inc. to win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature, the first ever Oscar given in that category. It was also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. When the American Film Institute released its list of the 10 best films in 10 different genres in 2008, Shrek came in number 8 and was the only non-Disney film to make the list. Myers, Murphy, and Diaz would reprise their role in 2 successful sequels, released in 2004 and in 2007. In December 2008, a Shrek musical opened on Broadway. And that was your entertainment report for Friday, May 18th, 2018. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.